Hey everybody, after a decade of talking about home security, we wanted to create a very short series of videos that has to do with some simple tips that you can use to increase your home security. All right, let's talk curb appeal. We already talked about how you want people to see your home in the last video. You want them to see the exterior of your home. You want your neighbors to notice if there's anything out of the ordinary. Keep your bushes trimmed so people can't hide behind them to get in your windows, things like that. But curb appeal also means how your home is seen from the street to a criminal, and that's really the big take home with this, is that are they seeing cameras, right? So let's talk cameras first. And again, this video, just like the others, is to increase your security footprint. You want to make your home a harder target so that a criminal looks at it and says, you know what, the home next door or the home across the street or the next neighborhood over, hopefully, that your neighbors are protected to, looks a lot easier. I'm just going to go over there. So make your home a harder target. A couple tips here from the street view or the curb appeal, if you will, right? So, cameras. If you have cameras on your home, whether they work or not, they are a deterrent. So just know that. Even if, God forbid, your cameras don't work, you can't get any footage, you can't view them remotely, whatever the case may be, just having a physical plastic dome on the side of your house here could be, and more than likely will be, enough to prevent someone from even messing with your house. So, however, if you're thinking about layered security here and you really want to develop a good plan, we're using our model home here and we're looking at kind of the bird's eye view. Just to kind of go over some camera placement, if I was going to install cameras in this house, first of all, I would have my Nest doorbell right here shining out to the street, seeing anybody that walked up my porch because I want to know that, I want to monitor it, etc. And then I would look at how could someone disable this camera. If they could disable it, how am I going to see them disable it? Well, I need another camera, more than likely up high where they can't reach it, looking at that camera. So you always want a backup, right? So any camera angle you have, you should have an angle that will let you see if somebody is disabling the camera or messing with the camera, right? Because the worst thing you want to do is put one camera on the side here and no cameras at all, and now someone can just walk up this way on the camera from your neighbor's house and disable it before the camera even sees them. So you always want to be able to catch somebody messing with your camera, right? So in this situation, I think this is a decent view here. So this is now, let's just say they have about that wide of a view angle, right? So this one is here, that's kind of out of the picture. If I put one on this corner, looking out this way, now I've got that view. And I would probably turn this enough so that I could see this camera and that this camera could see this camera, or at least see somebody coming up from that approach, right? So now I've got kind of overlapping fields of fire, if you will, with the cameras. And then the thing you also have to worry about is, someone coming up from the reverse of the camera. So I would actually put a camera right behind the fence line, just like that. So now I can see somebody that's coming up to mess with that camera, and I would do the same here. Now I can see someone coming up from that camera. I'll also see if someone's trying to come through my gate on either side, and I'm going to now get a good overlapping field of view. Now, the problem is if somebody jumps, especially with this house, this is a corner lot, somebody jumps the fence or something, I want to be able to see that too, and I also want to see if anyone's messing with this camera. So I would put one in the backyard here and the backyard here. Now, depending on what my back fence looked like, I might need some cameras shining back there too, but more than likely that would go a little overboard, and some people don't like their family being shown on cameras and things like that too. So at the very minimum on this house, I would have 7 cameras plus the doorbell. That's probably what I'd do on this house. I might even consider an extra one right here if I had an 8-channel DVR or NVR, whatever have you. Hopefully you're looking at modern camera systems, and one thing that Nest and things like that don't have is that they have to plug into a wall outlet, which is a real big problem now. So it's really hard to wire house cameras if every camera has to now plug into an outlet, and I hope that's something that gets solved soon. But those are kind of cameras in general. And then again, curb appeal. The problem with maintaining a really nice house and planting flowers and all that is that it actually tells the criminal that, hey, this is a probably nice place. They take care of the yard. They've probably got nice stuff inside too. So there's a there's a fine line between making your home look nice and making your home look too nice, if you will. So just keep that in mind. All right, so those are just a couple of things that you can address when you're talking about exterior cameras and curb appeal for your house. Check out those security tips and implement them as best you can. If you like the security tips that we're sharing today, we've actually got an ebook that's jammed full of security tips just like this. It's called our Home Security Ebook. Go to store.itstactical.com and learn even more.